We would like to thank all of you parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, friends, and family who have come to celebrate the achievement of these fine young people. We're going to begin tonight with the Star Spangled Banner, and we're going to have the choir come and sing first. Please remain standing. Leads us in those pledges.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I pledge allegiance to the Christian flag and to the Savior who is and stands, one Savior, crucified, risen, and coming again.
As we pray. Our Father in heaven, we thank you for the occasion that has brought us together here tonight. We thank you that in your sovereign will you have brought these young people to us, and you have seen fit to educate them with a Christ-centered education. We thank you for their parents, and we thank you for their families that have been supportive of this endeavor down through the years. And Lord, we pray that tonight, as it is the end of one era and the beginning of another, would bear fruit unto Jesus Christ as the years roll on. We pray that you'd help these young people as they go forward, Lord, facing a whole new world with all new challenges, that you would be their rock and their fortress, and that you would be their hiding place. We pray, Lord, that they would take the things that they have learned, and they would go forward with them unto the glory of Jesus Christ. And Lord, we pray that those of us who have invested in them throughout the years would remember to pray for them. We pray that we ourselves would go forward with the same mission. And Lord, we just ask that tonight would be a testimony to the wonderful, lovely person of our Savior, the Lord Jesus Christ. And it's in his name we pray. Amen. Let's all remain standing as we take our songbooks and turn to number 128, I Sing the Mighty Power of God. Number 128, I Sing the Mighty Power of God.
Yeah.
may be seated. At this time, would you please take a moment and silence all cell phones so we do not disturb the commencement exercises. Thank you. We appreciate that. This is an opportunity, this is a night that most of these young people have been looking forward to all year long. And I know that many of you parents have been looking forward to it for many, many years for this night to come. And as I mentioned when I prayed, it is most certainly the beginning of one era, but it is the end of another. Many challenges await these young people, and as I mentioned, we need to pray for them. We need to remember them, and we need not to forget them. And as we have invested in them down through the years, we must continue to invest in them. I just want to say personally that this has been a great class to deal with, and to interact with, and to become friends with in some weird kind of way, being so much older than I am. But I've had them in Bible class throughout the year, and they are a lively group. And so I think we as a school family can be very proud of these young people and just the people that they are. And so I'm very grateful, and we are all grateful for them. We're going to begin here this evening with the presentation of the senior class gift. And we're going to ask Senior Class President Mackenzie Pomponi if she'll come and present that gift.
It is customary for graduating class to give a gift to their school. This is an honorable tradition that we appreciate our education and training we have received at Salem County Christian Academy. We, the class of 2018, have decided to use our senior gift of $500 towards the purchase of a new mat for outside the front door of the school.
Thank you, Kenzie. Right now we're going to have some special awards and presentations. As has become our custom, we would now like to recognize the seniors for outstanding performance in other academic areas. As I call their names, I would like to have them come forward and receive some special awards and certificates. And if we can just hold the applause till the end, we appreciate that. Jasmine Pasula. Summa Cum Laude, which is the Gold Honor Cord, which she's wearing. American Christian Honor Society Medallion, which she's also wearing. The Salutatorian Medallion, which she is wearing. The Merit Award. The AB Honor Roll Certificate. The highest academic average in government and worldview. The Presidential Award in Academic Excellence. And the National Merit Scholarship Program Letter of Commendation for Outstanding Performance on the PSAT. Anthony Joseph DiBiase. Anthony is honored with the Merit Award. The Merit Award, if you don't know, has to do with a lack of demerits, okay? So the demerits are the discipline system, one of the discipline systems in which we use in order to bring about discipline, we hope, okay? And they go from forgetting to bring in an envelope on the irresponsibility end of things, all the way to some really, really bad things, okay? And so to go through and to get less than 5 is a great accomplishment. So this Merit Award goes to Anthony DiBiase and also the Presidential Award for Academic Achievement. Kelly Danielle Fedora. Kelly is Summa Cum Laude Gold Honor Cord, which she's wearing. If you're not sure what those things are, they should be in the back of your program. American Christian Honor Society Medallion, which she's also wearing. The Merit Award, she's no demerits all year long. And choir pin. Presidential Award, which is the Academic Excellence Award. AB Honor Roll Certificate. Highest academic average in senior seminar. Highest academic average in accounting. And highest academic average in government and worldview. Congratulations. Jesse Brendan Hoagie. Jesse also has Summa Cum Laude Gold Honor Cord, which he is wearing. The American Christian Honor Society Medallion, which he's wearing. The Valedictorian Medallion, which he's wearing. The Merit Award, no demerits all year. Presidential Award for Academic Excellence. All A Honor Roll Certificate. The Choir Pin. Drama Participant. highest academic average in senior seminar, highest academic average in psychology, highest academic average in English 12, highest academic average in Spanish 3, highest academic average in calculus, highest academic average government and worldview, highest average in 12th grade, which he's going to get a trophy for that, perfect attendance, the medallion, which is in his packet, perfect attendance, National Merit Scholarship Program Certificate of Merit for being a finalist in that program, and a National AACS winner in a biology test. That's the national award for a biology test that's competing against all other winners of their states. He won the national first place award for that down in South Carolina. Congratulations, Jesse. Jacob Teixeira Jardim. Jacob receives the Merit Award, and Jacob also was a drama participant helping us out very much in that program. Thank you very much. Sydney Lucille Poff. Sydney is Magna Cum Laude Silver Honor Cord, which she's wearing. American Christian Honor Society medallion, also wearing. Okay, it's not gold, sorry. Student Council pin as the president of the Student Council. Merit Award, choir pin, drama participant, AB Honor Roll certificate, and she also received the Most Improved in 12th Grade trophy, which she's going to get. And then Mackenzie Lynn Pomponi. Mackenzie gets the Merit Award, drama participant, American Christian Honor Society medallion, which she's wearing, the choir pin, and then also she was chosen for what's called the Director's Choral Award. And that's the senior that's been chosen for the High School Choral Director's Award, is someone who has been enthusiastic and supportive of choir this year. Her enthusiasm started when she was a junior, and she used it to come into an occasional choir rehearsal to say how good the group sounded from next door. She was instrumental in choosing our combined choir piece, How Can I Keep From Singing, for our spring concert, and she also encouraged 2 other seniors to join choir this year. This is from Mrs. Dubeck. Her smile and love for Jesus have been a blessing, and this award goes to Mackenzie. Amen. Okay, we have some other awards here to give out. We want to recognize the recipient of the PTF Scholarship Award. Now that's a $450 check that's going to be given to someone chosen by the PTF, which is our Parent Teachers Fellowship. And the criteria for that award has to do with service. And it's a well-rounded service award, as in looking at the young people and their service to their church, the service to the school, service if they're involved in the community, and just looking at someone who is sometimes behind the scenes but very faithfully and consistently serving. And this award this year goes to Kelly Fedora. The Student Council Award, which is next, is given to one of the Student Council members who, by the judgment of the other Student Council members, best fulfills the purpose of the Student Council as laid out in the handbook. There are 8 purposes listed in the handbook. The criteria for this award would be focused on the following 3. Promoting a spirit of cooperation between the students and the administration, developing high standards of expectations and conduct, and promoting interest among students in a school event. And the winner this year for that award is Sydney Poff. And there is a $100 check for her, and also a plaque that I forgot to give her. So she can come back with that. The next award that we like to give is the Judith Rain Christian Service Award. This is awarded annually at this ceremony to a graduating senior who is determined by teachers of the Academy and approved by the administration as best exemplifying the character traits in his or her high school career displayed by Judy Rain in her more than 3 decades of educating students in Christian schools. These traits include, but are not limited to, service to others, self-motivation, diligence, personal sacrifice, an outgoing personality, long-suffering, patient, humble, willingness to work behind the scenes, consistency, showing initiative, maintaining a standard of excellence, a giving spirit, an encouraging heart, caring for others, and a can-do attitude, and finally, unwavering character. So the honored recipient for the 8th Judith Rain Christian Service Award is going to have a plaque in the hallway near the office, which will bear the student's name, and a $1,000 check will be sent to the college of that student's choice upon the student's enrollment in their second consecutive semester. And the winner for the Judith Rain Christian Service Award this year is Kelly Fedora. And then there's another award, and this is a new award this year. This is the Captain Melvin W. Thomas Memorial Scholarship. As many of you know, our beloved science teacher and friend, Mel Thomas, went to be with the Lord this year. And he was very much instrumental, as 2 week word, was the one behind establishing the science program in the school. And not only did he establish it, but after he retired from a long tenure of public school teaching, he established it, he maintained it, but also he did it with such great joy and great interaction with the kids. And we marveled at his intelligence. I sometimes came in after him, different times I taught Bible in his classroom, and there would be just formulas covering the chalkboard. And I didn't want to touch any of them, and he'd say it's okay to erase them, and I found out later he would just do them all from his head. He would do it all from his head. But that wasn't really the most impressive thing about Mr. Thomas. It was just who he was. And the great man he was, his love for the Word of God, his love for these kids. And even when he was ill, the last 2 years really, in pain, sick, weak, he just constantly said to me he wanted to come back because he missed the kids. He wanted to be here for the kids. And he dragged himself time and time again because he loved these kids and he wanted to be with the kids. And so we are very happy to be able to begin this memorial scholarship. This particular scholarship, in honor of his excellence in teaching and his great love not only for the students, but for the study of the earth that his God created, is a $500 scholarship and will be given each year to a graduating senior who is pursuing an undergraduate degree in the fields of science, engineering, or mathematics. The recipient's name will also be on a plaque with the title of the scholarship on the wall at the Academy. In the event that 2 or more of our graduates are entering their undergraduate studies in one of these fields, the highest cumulative GPA in their high school science and math courses combined will be utilized to determine the scholarship recipient. And this year's recipient is Jesse Hogan. At this time, we're going to have our chairman of the board, Wayne Wagner, come and present some other awards.
Tonight is all about these young men and young women, and it's an honor and a privilege to hear about their accomplishments. But this being Salem County Christian Academy, there's a little bit of family business to do too. I have 3 awards this evening. We have a faculty member who has been with us for 20 years. And Mary Wild, I'm sure, taught. How many of you had Mary Wild in 3rd grade? So our graduating seniors have been taught by this dear sister in the Lord. Mary, could I ask you to come up here for a moment? I'm sure this is just what Mary wants to do. So in recognition of 20 years of educating young students at the Academy to achieve excellence, love one another, and conduct themselves worthy of the gospel of Christ, presented to Mary Wild. There's a Disney certificate in here. There's lots of change going on at the Academy this year, and that is bringing change to the board as well. We don't know the actual number of years because it precedes the current construct of the Academy. But Kevin Foley has served for decades on the Academy board faithfully. And this is a Distinguished Service Award to be presented to Kevin Foley for decades of service on the Academy board, working to facilitate the education of our students and shape the hearts and minds of the generations who have walked the Academy halls. Kevin? Kevin served faithfully and kindly as our treasurer for years, and as a certified municipal finance officer, he's kept us to the jot and tittle of attention to detail with the books, and we so appreciate him backing up Deanne as she does the day-to-day stuff in the office. Last but not least, her name's been mentioned this evening already, but and we do hope that she doesn't go anywhere. But it is appropriate to honor lifelong service. This is a Lifetime Achievement Award to Mrs. Judy Rain. Could have gotten it out without choking up myself, but most of the people in the room know that Judy has been part of the fiber, the DNA of the Academy since its founding. And Judy, thank you so much for your ongoing support and care. She's still, to this day, teaching in the Academy after 43 years in Christian ministry and Christian schools supporting us. Thank you so much, Judy. Let's get back to the regularly scheduled program.
I just want to add one more thing about Judy. When our brother went to be with the Lord, we were really in a bad spot to try and figure out what in the world we were going to do about a science teacher. And in came Judy again, and she was watching YouTube videos to learn how to do chemistry after, I won't say how long, since she was in high school, she said. And so she was just trying to catch up, and I remember saying, some things have changed since I was in high school. And I said, boy, I tell you, I couldn't do that. There's no way. So we really appreciate her coming in, as she always does, but I just wanted to add that. So, okay, so we are going to now come to the point where we have what we call senior testimonies. And what we do at this point is the young people have actually written these things up themselves and wanted to say a few things. And they didn't all want to say a few things, but a good few of them wanted to say a few things. But we're glad for what they're going to say. So we're going to begin senior testimonies here, and we're going to begin with Mr. A.J. DiBiase.
something that I won't have to worry about for a long time, but now that it's finally arrived, I realize just how fast these last 4 years have flown by. This last year of high school will be one I truly treasure. I have grown both in my faith and in my friendships with my fellow classmates. I will forever look back on these years with a favorite nostalgia. For the times we spent together and the times to come, I thank every one of my friends for a wonderful year. You're all like a second family to me, and I mean that with the utmost sincerity. I thank all my teachers for the time they spent with me, giving me encouragement and teaching me everything I was supposed to learn. In particular, I would like to thank Ms. DeBoer and Mr. Clifton for not only bearing with my own insanity, but also for bearing with everyone else's craziness as well during the senior trip and keeping us safe. I truly feel like we grew closer together, not only as teachers and students, but as brothers and sisters in Christ as well. I know for certain that God worked through each and every one of us during that trip, and I thank Him so much for allowing us to experience everything that trip entailed together as a class. I know that God has not only strengthened me throughout this final year, but everyone else as we finish this race and close this chapter of our lives. May He be with us as we take the next step of our journey and continue to strengthen us and keep us within His will. I want to thank my mother for not only working hard to keep a roof over my head and food on the table, but for being someone I can count on to be there for me when I need you and supporting me through the difficulties I have faced. You are truly the best mother I could have ever have asked for, and I wouldn't trade you for the world. I love you, Mom. As this chapter of my life ends, and I plan to attend Eastern University and experience the world, I know that these past years have readied me for what I may face. I know that God is with me and that He has a plan for my life. And though I'm not certain where it may lead me, I know that He will never forsake me, and I thank Him for everything He has done in my life. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, AJ. Vinny England.
For those of you who don't know, I'm the England that doesn't play sports. Vinny, yeah. So, what to say? These years at SCCA have been incredibly hectic, and I've changed a lot since I came here in the 4th grade. I've learned and grown as a student and in Christ. I have so much I could say, so much I want to say, but I don't have eternity to speak, so I'll try to make this go by quick. Thanks, Arnold. First, and I'll try not to make this cheesy, thank God for carrying me so far, for giving me mercy and grace that I have no right to accept, for purchasing me with His blood and loving me despite my sin and ungodly nature. We can never thank God enough, and there will never be a time for us to not be thankful to Him. Thank you to both of my parents, my father for working so hard to give me a roof over my head and put food on the table. We butt heads a lot, as guys do, but at the end of the day, you're my father, and I love you, and you love me. You've taught me a lot through example, through your experiences, and through your words. I will always be thankful to you. To my mom, thank you for just being you. You've gone above and beyond as my mother. I remember you telling me, with love, that when I was diagnosed with ADHD, you were caught off guard, and you didn't know what to do, and I don't blame you. I mean, I still don't know what to do with myself sometimes. But you didn't put a label on me or treat me any differently, or love me any less. In fact, I feel more love for having ADHD because it makes me a little bit more unique in your eyes, and that is more than anything I could have asked from you. You are my anchor and my best friend, and for that I will always be thankful. To my siblings, first of all, I graduated high school, so in your face! We butted heads a lot and argued. And I know a lot of those times I cause those arguments, but at the end of the day, each of you have my back and are willing to tussle with anyone who messes with me. And I love you guys for that. Thank you. Now to my friends. I really want to name everyone and tell each of you how thankful I am for the bonds and laughs I had with each of you. I'd be up here for hours if I did that, but trust me when I say I have something to say about each of you. I'll start with the first friend I made when I came to SCCA. My best friend, Jesse Hogate. What can I even say about you that I haven't already told you? You took me in and accepted me as a friend, despite my weird and goofy quirks, so simply and innocently. It's fair to say that our trade-off was you helped me pass and I made you laugh. I love you like a brother, and I'll never forget the laughs and goofy fun we had. Kelly, I honestly don't know what to say. You can be almost as much of a knucklehead as I am. If I had to choose one memory of you, I honestly couldn't, because I deeply cherish every memory I've made with you, every laugh I had with you. These memories will be with me forever. Thank you for your bright and cheery attitude. I don't think you understand how much I appreciate the light you put in my life. You've been more like a sister to me than you'll ever know, and you'll always be my bestie. Jasmine, I know I thank you for your friendship and caring heart many times before. I'll say it once more, with everyone here to listen in this time. Nervous yet? Thank you for putting up with me, for making me laugh, for being someone who will talk to me when I'm at my lowest, for being someone I trust, and for believing in me when I couldn't. My heart is so full of warmth, knowing that despite the bumps, twists, and middle school drama along the way, we've only grown as friends. And my friendship with you is one I will always cherish and keep. You are also like a sister to me, and I love you as one. I hope our friendship will last beyond high school. Reagan, when we first started hanging out, I honestly couldn't tell if you liked me or not, or if I was nothing but annoying to you. But you're my movie buddy, and your laugh has always been contagious. Thank you for making me laugh so hard my stomach would tighten. And I know we've also had our ups and downs, but you're one of my best friends. I hope we continue to hang out and laugh through the summer. Of course, I gotta mention my man Trevor. You and I are kindred spirits when it comes to being completely random and spontaneous. Thank you for laughing at my jokes when no one else in art class would, and for being a part of my fake family, which is funny and comedic while it lasted, until it got out of hand. Thanks for being my buddy and making me laugh with some crazy stuff. Thanks for everything. I can't cover everyone, but thank you all for being my friends and another family to me. I will love and miss all of you. You all have a part of my growth, and for that I am forever grateful. I want to thank all the teachers for everything you've taught me, and I know it wasn't easy. All the English teachers having to remind me the difference between a pronoun and a noun. I'm just kidding, I'm not that dumb. You were also patient with me, and more lenient and graceful than you should have in some cases. But I'm grateful to all of you. I wouldn't be the man I am without all of you, and I'm truly grateful to God for putting me in this school, allowing me to make so many incredible friends, for putting me through what He did. I am stronger, braver, wiser, taller, happier, and funnier because of SCCA. I really can't express how thankful I am. Thank you.
Kelly Fedora.
When I was in elementary, I looked up at the high school students and said, wow, my brain will never work like that. But somehow, God and many other people in my life have taught me and guided me so that I am standing here today with all my vacation days used up and a plan for my future. Here are just a few of the people who have got me to this moment. Mrs. Hill, thank you for being the Christian and Spanish role model that I and every other girl in high school needed. Your faith and servant's heart is something I will always remember and strive for. Uncle Melvin, he was a crazy man. Every day he walked in our class with his suspenders, his web ones were our favorite, and his crazy ties. Even though his tests were death, we understood all the concepts because he came up with some weird way of remembering it. One day he came into Bible to sub for Mrs. Tardivi, and he brought supplies for us and the juniors to make a sling like the one that David had, and used plastic eyes for students. He loved teaching and always told us that these kids kept him going. He continued to teach and make us laugh even when he was sick, and we all miss him. Ms. DeBoer, thanks for dealing with us on senior trip and 4 years as your homeroom, and doing really well teaching us and helping us understand worldview this year. Mrs. Rowland, Thanks for making math really understandable, being a really great math teacher, and having great conversations with you all the time. Coach Jill, thanks for teaching me how to play volleyball and turning me into the player I am today. Your practices were a form of torture, but it was all worth it. Mrs. Rainier, thanks so much for teaching us all the practical things in life that we will need. Dave, thanks for all the things you've done for me and the ways you led me towards Christ and the great relationship that we now have, that you'll call me on your car ride just to make you and your family laugh. Irizarez, you guys have always accepted and involved me in everything like I was family, even though I was so much younger than everyone. Thanks so much for all the different opportunities that you have given me, like mission trips, Friday night meetings, and Bible study to draw me closer to God. Aunt Dale and Uncle David, thanks for always opening your home to me like I was your own kid. Aunt Dale, thanks for all the VBS things you chose me to do with you, which is where I learned that I love working with young kids. And Uncle David, thanks for teaching me how to do so many different things. Even though you guys love snakes, I still love you guys. Mom, Pope Fedora, thanks for always being so supportive of everything I've done and being alongside of me every step of the way. Papa Christoph, thanks for all the ways you've supported me and for always being willing to go out to eat with me where we could together share our love for food. Ripper, which is Jaslyn, thanks for being my best friend and never leaving me, especially in all those really socially awkward moments. Vinny, I'm so proud that you made it past the 17th, and now you're going to college in the fall. You have always been there and made me laugh. And our class, thanks everyone for all the ways you have helped me and made high school more enjoyable for me. Every day was a new crazy adventure with you guys. We're all family now. The Saps, you guys are my second family. Whenever I need somewhere to go or something to do, y'all take me in without a thought. I love my long talks with Miss Sapp and all the adventures I go on with Hannah and Kara. Richie, thanks for always asking me how I'm doing and how my day is. You really brighten my every day. By the way, happy birthday. Leah, you've been out of the house for a while, but that doesn't stop you from still bossing me around. But you still will help me with everyday things, especially editing things and brightening my day with Colorado life. I can't wait for the time when we can live near each other again so that I can keep bugging you. Drew, you're a bum most of the time, and useless with anything that involves school. But thanks so much for all the life advice and the long talks that we have. Also, thanks for not fighting with me too much. Mom and Dad, thanks so much for all the ways that you have both supported me, especially with sports and other things I'm involved in, and my decisions for college this fall. You guys never missed anything of mine if you could help it. Mom, you have taught me so many things about life, like cooking and doing laundry, and you've always made sure I had what I needed and sometimes what I wanted. You stayed up late with me when I had a ton of homework and kept me awake. You have driven me so many places and given me so much food. I can't come close to naming everything that you've done for me. But thanks for everything, Mom. I love you. Oh, and by the way, I still don't know how a kid, especially me, can stay alive this long. Like something should have killed me by now, so good job keeping me alive. Because that's a miracle in itself. Dad, you have taught me hard work, how to ride a horse and bike, how to play soccer, how to drive a tractor, how to stay focused on my responsibilities and priorities, and so much more. You made it so I could play club soccer and township volleyball. You have made me learn that if I want something, I have to work for it. And you have given me this great love for horses and animals. Thanks so much for everything you've done and will do for me, Dad. Love you. Oh, and I'm also surprised I didn't die on your watch either because of all the things you had me climb and test out. Most of all, I want to thank God for all his promises and love that he has shown towards me through these years. I will especially hold on to your promise from Isaiah 40:31. But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. So this upcoming fall, Lord willing, I'll be attending Word of Life Bible Institute in New York. I'm also leaving in 2 weeks to work as a wrangler up at Word of Life to help pay for college. After 1 year of Word of Life, I plan to attend Colorado Mountain College to pursue a career as a veterinary technician.
Jacob Jordan.
people that did not want to give a speech. I hate talking in front of people. This is some weird form of torture for me. It's not helping. I want to thank my mom and dad for dealing with me and always helping me and encouraging me with whatever I've brought to them. And I want to thank my grandma and grandfather for always being there and helping me with my crazy, stupid ideas. No matter what it is, just being there and supporting me. Being very helpful through the school year. I want to thank the teachers for just being understanding with the latter half of the school year, and helping me with all my problems, schoolwork problems. I plan on attending Penco Tech for a diesel technician next year. It's a 12-month course. Should be simple. That's it.
And here's the other one who didn't want to say anything. They're twins in more ways than you can imagine. Justin Jarman.
So, like my brother, I'd like to keep it short and sweet. So, I'd like to thank my parents and my grandparents for everything they do for me. I'd like to thank the teachers and the other staff members for always being there to help me along and encourage me. And as my brother, or like my brother, I plan on attending Penco Tech for diesel technician. Thank you.
Sydney Puff.
Start out with a little joke, right? What do you call a pig that does karate? Pork chop. Alright. A great football player once said, set your goals high and don't stop until you get there. Graduating was a high goal that seemed impossible in the beginning, but we put in the work and we came out on top. We may have set this goal, but I know I wouldn't have been able to do it without some special people in my life. First, I want to thank God, obviously, a little cliche, but it's okay, to taking me this far in my life. There were many times when everything felt like it was falling apart, but God kept me from falling apart. He was the one that I could always count on, no matter how difficult or frustrating something seemed. And he always provided for my needs. I'm so thankful that he allowed me to attend such a great Christian school for my entire life. My biggest thank you goes out to him. Now I want to thank some people that God placed in my life that helped me complete this journey. I want to thank my dad for being there for the little pick-me-ups and the pep talks. Whenever I needed to laugh or something small. He was always there to help me smile, even if his jokes were really cheesy and total dad jokes. We joke around most of the time, but I want to thank you for being honest with me and telling me what I needed to hear in every situation. I love you, and I can't thank you enough for that. I want to give a huge shout out to my baby sis, my honey, my biggest pain in the butt, Reagan. Even though we get on each other's nerves like 24/7, I'm so happy that you're my sister. Thank you for always listening to me complain, because I do it a lot. Thanks for having random times when we just laugh at each other. Thank you for telling me what I need to hear. And a huge, huge thank you for being my personal stylist. This outfit, by her. I want to say thank you to all my grandparents for believing in me and supporting my dreams. Every single one of you have taught me how to be a better person in different ways, and your advice has helped me become the person I am today. And of course, thanks for helping my shoe collection grow. You guys are the great MVPs. I would now like to thank some adults that God brought into my life to help me through school. I want to say thank you to Mrs. Rowland for teaching me to believe in myself and to keep trying even when I think I can't do it. Oh, and thanks for being the only teacher that I ever got a demerit from. The best. But I'd have to say, the spitballs and chewing gum are definitely worth it. Mrs. Grace Hill, I'd like to thank you for always bringing sunshine and happiness into my life. You taught me that no matter our circumstances, we should always be rejoicing and praising God through it all. And I can't thank you enough for being the light of my life. Thank you for teaching me Spanish, even though I can hardly speak English. Es un hermoso día para usar una bufanda. Now, you guys probably thought I said something really cool and cute, but really, I just said it's a beautiful day to wear a scarf. And of course, I can't forget my favorite lunch lady, Mrs. England. Miss Rodham, I love you too. But Mrs. England, thank you for always making me laugh, whether we were singing and dancing in the gym or just talking. You never failed to put a smile on my face. And hey now, cutie, thanks for being my school mom for all these years. I love you so much. As most of you know, a gigantic part of who I am is sports, and I love them a lot. My coaches through the years have taught me life lessons that I will never forget. I'd really like to thank Pastor Jeff, Mr. Thor, and Coach Overman for not only being amazing coaches, but for also being great encouragers in my life in all different areas. Thank you for dealing with my loud mouth and crazy self for all these years. I know I'm a handful. And I'm so thankful that you guys, for everything you guys have done for me. You have taught me how to apply basketball to life and how to see it and how to fight for something that you really want. This teaching from you has helped me in a number of different situations, and I will forever be thankful for the things you have all taught me. SCCA has blessed me with some of the most crazy, hilarious, and loving friends in the planet, and I could talk about them for a long, long time, but I'm not going to do that to you guys. Kaylee, girl, we've been through everything together. Thank you for having my back and supporting me no matter what. Sisters forever. Jocelyn, oh yeah. Kelly, Sarah, Jess, Lily, CJ, and Mad Dog, thank you guys for the endless laughs and memories. Y'all helped the stress and craziness of high school not be so overpowering in life. Bud, that's good, by the way. Where do I even start? This crazy ride has been you and me from the start. Thank you for the endless jam sessions, the Dunkin' runs. Sorry. The inside jokes, and most importantly, thank you for laughing at all my jokes, even when they're not funny. So here's one, and I know you laugh. What do you call a cow that has no legs? Ground beef. It's super cheesy, but you know I'm hilarious. It was nice every day skipping classes with you when we had 50 million study halls. I don't think anything could compare to the amount of fun we had this year, literally doing nothing. But of course, we've had our rough patches, but we always work it out and come back stronger. I couldn't have made it through without you, so thank you for being my person in this craziness. Life would be so boring if I didn't have you. And of course, my sis, Abigail. It stinks that it took us so long to become friends, but I'm so thankful we finally did. You helped me make it through this year, and I definitely couldn't have done it without you. You've taught me so much in such a short amount of time, and I will forever be changed. Thank you for the endless laughs, hundreds of jokes, and non-stop making fun of each other, and the millions of movie nights we've had. I know I'm a lot to handle, so just thanks for dealing with me. You're my go-to in tough times, and you always say what I need to hear, not what I want to hear. So thank you for keeping me accountable and helping me become the best version of myself that I can be. You're my biggest blessing, and nothing can change that, so you're stuck with me forever now. Congratulations. Last but certainly not least, my mommy. Mom, thank you for being my best friend, my rock, my biggest fan, and of course, just the best. Sometimes it's been easy, but sometimes it's been rough. But no matter how things were going, you were always there to help me out in any way you could. You're the one I turn to with every issue, whether it's a math problem or something stupid, like not being able to find the cheese at Acme. You always help me figure it out. You make me laugh when I don't even want to smile, and you give me confidence in myself by always having my back and telling me I can do it. Thank you for being the best mom and for helping me become the person I am today. I couldn't have done any of this if it wasn't for you and the sacrifices you've made through the years. I love you so much. For those I couldn't mention, because this speech is already super long, I just want to thank you for being a huge part of my life, and thank you for helping me succeed. Here's one last joke for you guys. This was really funny. Why didn't the toilet paper cross the road? It got stuck in a crack. And to the class of 2018, hilarious, crazy years we've had together. It's been real, guys. Now it's time to get out there and show the world what we're made of. I love you guys, and guess what? We did it. We done graduated.
Kenzie Pomponi.
I can't believe that this is happening right now, that I'm standing up here giving a speech on my graduation day. And if I'm being honest, I never thought I'd make it. I can remember being 8th grade, getting ready to start my freshman year in high school, and being terrified that I would be the one that's not going to make it to graduation day. But I've had the biggest support and encouragement who have helped me along the way to get it where I am right now. There are so many people I need to thank, but first I want to thank God before anything. These past couple of years, including this year, have been incredibly difficult for me. But while going through so many situations, one after the other, at oftentimes I found myself not being able to concentrate and focus on school. My grades were dropping, and I really thought I wasn't going to make it. But God pulled me through. He didn't make everything go away, but He made me realize that my focus has never been 100% on Him. And when it was, it seemed like everything I was dealing with went away. So I want to thank God for always being my shelter in the storm, for protecting me and loving me through the difficult times to help me get through high school, especially my senior year. As much as I would like to thank all of the teachers individually, I can't because my speech is probably way over time already. I just want to thank you all to all of my teachers for dedicating your time to teach me everything I now know, for loving me, and for always having your doors open to talk if need be. I appreciate everything that you all have done for me, and I will miss you so much. To my classmates, I know you all think that it was a struggle having me in class with being the boss and being in control, but I know you're all grateful for it and you survived, so it's all good. I will forever cherish our laughs, jokes, and amazing memories that we've made these past years. Thank you for putting up with me and for treating me like the princess I am. A special shout out to my best bud and ugly, Sydney and Sarah. I couldn't have done it without you guys. You always came in clutch when I needed some help with homework, so I didn't fail or get demerits, because we all know that if it weren't for you two, I probably wouldn't be up here right now. I know you're going to miss my crazy stories that either make me laugh way too hard or cry too much. But I love you guys, and I couldn't thank you enough for being such great friends to me. My church family, thank you for being a huge part of my life. Everyone in school even knew how much you all meant to me and how important you are. Miss Misty, literally my second mom. You have been one of the biggest influences in my life. If I'm being completely honest, you're the reason why I always wanted to go into criminal justice, because ever since I was little, I wanted to be just like you. You have always been there for me no matter what, and you mean the world to me. So thank you so much for basically raising me and for loving me as your own. Cass, my BFF literally since birth. We have shared so much together, so many laughs, cries, fights, inside jokes, etc. We've had our ups and downs, but always remember I'm here for you no matter what. Life would be so boring without you, and I really think that I'd be lost if I didn't have you in my life. I love you so much, and remember to always pick your head up and hold it high. Pastor Josh, thank you for continuing to pray for me and always giving me advice. And thank you for trying to convince me that it's not all about the eyebrows when looking for potential sprouse. I'm still not convinced. And Miss Tia, I look up to you so much. I thank the Lord every day for putting you in my life, because I'd be completely crazy without you. Thank you for your constant reminders on how much Jesus loves me and for your encouraging words. I love you, Mom. And for the both of you, thank you for letting me be a part of your family and letting me live at your house for like half the year this year. Lex, my big sister. Whenever I needed someone to talk to, you always picked up the phone, even if you were away at college. You're the one to always tell me what I need to hear, not what I want to hear, and I'm super grateful for that. Thank you for always going on crazy adventures with me, and for even helping me do some crazy stuff too, like sneaking out the window at 1 a.m. in the morning just to see what it's like to sneak out of the house. I love you so much, and you have been a great example to me. Luke and Jack. First, my little mom. You're just so awesome. I can always count on you to make me smile on bad days. You're like a brother to me, and I know that you'll always be my forever church friend. Only because if you lost me, you'd have no one. Just kidding. But I'm going to miss you and our crazy jam sessions and our constant laughs. You're the best, little love, and remember, you've got a friend in me. Jack. Well, even though we've had a moment or two, thank you for being one of my best friends. I know I'm probably a lot to handle at times, but you still deal with me, and you stuck by my side since day one. You have always been there for me in the past, so I know that you'll always be there for me in the future. We have had so many laughs and a couple of tears too, but we have had some of the best times, and I'll never forget those. Even if it's you bringing up my eyebrow situation or making fun of me for, or judging me for my snort when I laugh. I'm forever grateful for the both of you and our friendship. I want to thank my cousins for being my lifelong friends and for always having my back. These past few years, we have gotten so much closer, and I couldn't even begin to tell you how much that means to me. Bethany and Dominic. We're not as close as we used to be, but whenever we do get together, I love every minute of it. I love you both so very much, and I'm looking forward to see what the future holds for you. I want to say thank you to both sets of my grandparents for always pushing me to do better and to chase my dreams. You always knew that if I put my mind to it, I'll be able to accomplish anything. I'm so grateful for you, and you have been such a blessing in my life. And shout out to Papa Pun for being the realest in the fam. Mommy, thank you for taking us kids out of a public school to homeschool us so that we could be in a Christian environment, and then later picking up a job, and sometimes two, so that you could send us to a Christian school. I couldn't thank you enough for that, and I love you. Sis, hey now. You're truly the strongest woman out there, and when I grow up, I only wish to be at least half the woman you are. I can't even think of a time that you haven't been there for me. You've been my biggest fan, my shoulder to cry on, my personal therapist, and my best friend. Thank you for being a role model and for loving me no matter what. I knew I could always come to you for anything, whether it was to vent, boy talks, or reasons and advice. I'll be honest, I get a little jealous when people try to call you sis, because you're not theirs. But again, I guess they just wish to have an aunt as amazing as you. I love that you're my twin, and that we have this special bond that is unbreakable. I love you, sis, and I wouldn't have been able to make it through this life without you. Daddy. You're my rock, my hero, and my very, very best friend. You've supported me in everything I did and pushed me to be great at the things that I love. You have loved me through any pain that I've caused, and you have never given up on me. You showed me what a real superhero is, and you don't even have to wear a cape. I'm so blessed because I always had everything I needed and so much of what I wanted, all because of your hard work. You have showed me that the world doesn't stop running, even if you're sick, tired, or just need a break. You have taught me about love and what I deserve in life, and you have loved me unconditionally every step of the way. You have also taught me that when you fall down 9 times, you just get back up 10. Thank you for all the nights that you've carried me from the couch to my room when I've fallen asleep before you got home, for answering the phone every single time I called, and for the late-night heart-to-heart talks. If I know who to depend on, it's you. And thank you for supporting me 100% always. If I know what an amazing dad is, I know it's you. You're my everything, and I don't think I would ever have been able to do this life without you. I couldn't have been raised by a better man, and I love you so much, Johnny.
At this time, I'd like to introduce to you a couple of fine young people, and I've had the pleasure of knowing them. And first of all, it is a great honor that I introduce to you the salutatorian, the salutatorians with the second highest academic average throughout their high school years. And that person in the class of 2018 is Jaslyn Kasula.
One is never afraid of the unknown, and one is afraid of the noon coming to an end. As I peered into the unfamiliar preschool room, my 4-year-old self immediately stepped back and cowered behind the legs of my mother. I was terrified by the notion of forfeiting my familiar routine in exchange for the foreign world contained within the walls of that classroom. I didn't want to take a step. Fear paralyzed me. My mother insisted that I would be okay and asked me to trust her, but I let fear shout over her whispers. I insisted that my plans for myself were wiser than my mom's, who in hindsight clearly had more insight into the situation than I did. However, after my mother reasoned with me, I began to realize I should probably trust her. With the belief that she knew what was best for me tucked into the pocket of my sparkly jeans, I took a step of faith over the threshold of the preschool room and simultaneously into my 14-year journey here at Salem County Christian Academy. Today, living on the other side of experience, I'm extremely grateful I trusted my mom's wisdom and took the step that day. Since that day, an unfamiliar classroom has transformed into a school I see as a home. The school and the people in it have been so intricately weaved into my development and have had a huge part in shaping me into the person I am today. I'm thankful for all of my experiences here, the good and bad, but there are a few particular people I want to especially thank. First, I want to thank my mom and dad for the sacrifices they made to send me to school. My mom has taught me how to accept the good and bad in life and make jewels out of both. She is one of the strongest women I know, and she has taught me to remain tender and soft despite hardships and give generously to those around me. A lot of people say they have the best mom, but obviously they're wrong, because you're the best. Thank you. My dad has taught me the value of hard work and how to put time and effort into going after what you want. He's always freely rejoiced and given me many life lessons, and although I probably broke my ass half the time, I appreciate them more than you know. I love you. I want to thank my sister Malia for teaching me the value of courage, and that even if you stumble, you can do amazing things, and for being my first introduction to good music. Mrs. Verlin, oh my goodness. Oh, sorry, no goodness. God has truly given you a gift for teaching. Thank you for your dedication to every single student and for being someone that I truly admire for standing strong in their convictions and working hard. I want to thank Mrs. Hill for always showing all of us unconditional love. You truly radiate the love of God in every single thing you do, and I hope to be able to show at least a fraction of that love to others through my own life someday. Mr. Chardivi, thank you for your constant kindness, encouragement, and example. Ms. DeBoer, for giving me just enough confidence in speaking to stand up here today. Mr. and Mrs. Fedora, thank you for welcoming me into your house and your family always, encouraging, driving, and being good examples to me. For my friends. Hannah, sometimes I forget you are my sister because of how much we relate to each other. You've always been there for me even when you're dealing with your own stuff, and I'm extremely grateful for the impact you've had on me, because I don't know what I would have done at some points without it. Trevor, thanks for being my son and always brightening my day. Reagan, you're like my little sister, and I love you and the person you are. Thank you for everything you've done for me and sharing so many of my best memories with me. Vinny, I'm so glad we've become closer and you've allowed me to get to know you better. I'm so thankful for the things you've taught me, and I'm extremely proud of you. Kelly, you've been here for me since day one, and I don't think I would have made it through high school without you. I love you, and I know you're a friend I'll always have. We are truly complete opposites, but I wouldn't want it any other way. Thanks for being the best. I truly wish I could thank every single person who had me because I love all of you, and you've become like a family to me. But my goal in this speech isn't to put you to sleep. Looking back to that first day of school, I'm glad I stepped over the threshold. Today, as teens and adults, we can see the immaturity of my 4-year-old self's fear on that first day of school. However, many of us carry the same mentality into our adult lives, and I'm sure many of us here today, parents, graduates, and others, are experiencing those same fears. Fears about stepping out of your familiar comfort zone into the unknown. Throughout my years here at Salem County Christian Academy, I've dealt with a lot of anxiety about the future and a lack of trust in God's wisdom to place me where I needed to be. However, this verse ended up being a steadfast comfort I turned to on a daily basis for months, reassuring me that the Lord's plans are better than any I can form. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. As I recited this verse to myself day after day, God slowly conformed my desires into the same as His. On that first day of school, I had to trust in my mom knew what was best for me and step into the future despite my fears. Today and every day, I have to trust God to know what is best for my future. God willing, this will include attending boarding college near Boston, Massachusetts in the fall. Today, I also stand here urging all of you to step outside of your own comfort zones or desires and take a step over the threshold into God's plans for you. As my time here at SCCA, you won't regret it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the valedictorian of the class of 2018 is Jesse Hoogie.
So first of all, I'd like to thank everyone here for coming tonight. I have to speak for the whole class in saying that it means a lot to all of us. And I'd also like to thank you for the opportunity that you've given me here to speak tonight. Now, I was looking for an interesting opener, and nothing was coming to mind, and then I thought, I'd really like to thank my dog Buddy, because nobody ever does that at a graduation speech. Think about it. When's the last time somebody thanked their dog? And every day, the best thing about coming home is to look in the backyard, walk through the gate, and see that little smiling, happy dude sitting there, wagging his tail and looking at me, and I feel better instantly, no matter what happened that day. So, shout out to Buddy, he's my little man. So, in the past, life has often been likened to a journey. This idea has been used many, many times before, but I believe it draws a powerful parallel to years one spends traveling through many stages of one's education. It's a long span of time during which one learns much and receives help from many people. And along the way, I've also learned much about success on this journey. In school, the effort one puts in is often correlated with the result one gets out of any given pursuit. With that in mind, school taught me to try and apply myself so that I could see that success. This meant applying myself to new things, often things I thought I could never do. This is where school most closely resembles a journey. Sometimes it's a struggle, and the entire point is to be challenged in your preconceptions and abilities. Later, one can go on to use what they have learned to then challenge others. We are called upon to learn and think and write at a higher level and to think critically. The effort necessary to succeed in school is always used to push oneself harder when attempting these new things. These challenges are spread all along the journey, and they vary greatly. Some are challenges you experience and overcome alongside your classmates, while others are personal undertakings you must solve on your own. Struggles I've had to overcome have shown themselves in all of these forms. These can be simple and relatable, such as struggling to wrap my head around a new concept. However, some are challenges that have helped me grow in a social setting as well. The dreaded group projects of years past. They became easier as I and my classmates learned to work together when the situation required us to do so. Most of the time, that is. Much of this upward climb serves to improve our abilities, skills, and motivation. However, the biggest way that many of us grow throughout our education is in our confidence. As I said previously, we need to learn to try things we've never done before as we go through our schooling. This is precisely why we need confidence. Students need to cultivate confidence in themselves, confidence in their friends, confidence in their team, but most importantly, confidence that God can bring them through whatever pursuit they're tackling. The area I gained the most confidence in during my time at the Academy is in my ability to speak publicly. Kind of ironic. I had been part of church and school choirs my entire life, but I soon found new opportunities to challenge myself. The most influential of these was through drama. Participating in drama completely changed my perspective with regard to the stage. It went from a place of fearing that I would forget all of my lines and being apprehensive to put on any emotion into my acting, to a place of having actual excitement for performing. And as my confidence grew, so did my enjoyment in participating. Later on, speech class with Mr. Bohr and a number of instances that required me to speak before groups of people made me comfortable with sharing my thoughts and ideas directly with an audience. The journey I've experienced in this area is just one example of how we've all grown throughout the years. Behind this journey are many, many people that have helped me along the way. There's been so much support from a variety of places. In school, of course, these people were my teachers. I had a number of amazing teachers all through my early education through elementary and middle school. And later on, I met new teachers that helped me to grow in specific subjects. My high school teachers in particular have challenged me in so many ways and shown me new ideas. Far too many have influenced me to mention each individually, but I'd like to thank you all for teaching me, my class, and my school. Whether you were my homeroom teacher, like Mr. Bohr, my Spanish teacher, whether you directed plays or helped me with my calculus, you all made more of an impact in my life than you know. There is, however, a teacher I would like to mention specifically. No matter what, he's always been mentioned at graduation because of his impact, and even more so tonight, but I had the honor and privilege of learning science from Mr. Thomas. His attitude and vast knowledge were beyond comparison, as were his stories. Sometimes I still doubt that he knew Moses, but Mr. Thomas showed me what it looked like to be a biblically grounded man of science. He always supported my plan to pursue a career in the sciences, and he was part of my inspiration for doing so. And even near the end of 2017, though it was hard for him to continue to teach, he, along with Mrs. Rowland, wrote me a letter of recommendation to help me to be accepted into the University of Oklahoma, where I plan to study aerospace engineering this fall. I will never forget Mr. Thomas, and I would never have been able to do any of this without him. And though he's not a teacher, I'd like to take this time to thank Dave Lynch. I know he isn't here tonight, he wasn't able to, but thanks so much for everything. You've made youth group an amazing experience for me over the years and have genuinely cared about me and every other person there since the moment we first walked through that door. Along with my teachers, my friends have been great influences in my life. It's not always easy dealing with each other, but my friends are like my family. Many of my friends go to school elsewhere now, such as Dean, Evan, and Charles. Others I've gotten to know throughout the many grades of high school. There are three in particular, however, that I've grown closer to every year, especially during the play. These three are Sam, Zach, and Johnny. You guys are awesome. You're always ready for a laugh, another verse of the Pirates of the Caribbean, or anything else. Johnny, I'm going to miss you, Mahamas. Thus without the comments. Then there are my classmates. Some I didn't begin to be friends with until several years ago, even though we've known each other for years. Sydney, Kelly, Jasmine, Kenzie, and Sarah. Through everything that happens in all this time, I've realized you're an amazing class, and I wouldn't trade my class for anything. As far as some of my other friends, you guys make school survivable. AJ, you're always ready to complete any line from any song I sing. You think I'm joking, but I'm not. Vinny, you always bring a huge dose of the fun and unexpected whenever we're together. And Justin and Jacob, whether it's a camping trip, day airsofting, or anything, I can always expect something pretty cool to happen when you guys are around. You're all the greatest friends someone could ask for. Thanks for all the great times we've had, but don't think for 1 second just because we're entering a new stage of life that the good times are going to end. Amen. I'd also like to mention a very special girl tonight who I met almost a year ago, way up in the mountains of upstate New York. And though she's very far away tonight, I just want to say thanks so much, Jess, for everything. And lastly, I'd like to mention my family. I've been blessed to have aunts and uncles who care about me and support me. Thanks, Uncle Mark and Aunt Laura. And I'd also like to thank Uncle Joe and Aunt Becky for coming all this way to see me graduate tonight. It means so much that you made it here. I've also been blessed with an amazing set of grandparents. The older I've grown, the more I've begun to realize how much you've loved me all of these years. Everything you've done, the places you've taken me, none of it has been lost on me. Pop, even though you're not here tonight, he wasn't able to make it for medical reasons, but you've always been there throughout my whole life. We flew model airplanes when I was young, but soon I'll be learning about real ones. You've supported my pursuit of engineering and have taken such an interest in my love of physics and science. Mama, you've always been there whenever I needed anything. You've always encouraged me through school and life and have found solutions to any problem that comes my way. Your house and your kitchen has always been open to me. Mimi, I know that you're not here today as well, even though you wish you could. But you've poured so much into me over the years, whether it be a love of art, love for family traditions, and so forth. You always made it a priority to take me places where I could see new things and learn. These are experiences I will always remember. And I have another grandparent who isn't here today. He passed away almost a decade ago, and one of the things that he hoped for was that I wouldn't forget him. And I never will. So many memories of camping in Maine, going to Cowtown, and riding in his Suburban. I'm grateful for the years I was given to know him, and I know that with all the distance I've crossed since then, he'd be proud of me. I'd also like to... Wow. See, every year I get up on this, I sit down there and I'm like, I see somebody who starts to like tear up and all this like, wow, I really, sincerely hope this doesn't happen. And here I am, like, out of all of the people here. Interesting turn of events, to say the least. I'd also like to mention my brother. We have our differences, as one would expect. Sometimes I've considered using drastic measures against you, but I'm glad that I have a caring, talented kid for a brother. You're doing awesome, bro, and I can't wait to see where you go in the future. You know you're going places. Lastly, they're my parents. You moved. Everybody always claims I'm the best parents in the world, or I don't want any other parents than the ones I have. But I want you to know that for me, it's true. It seems like I sometimes didn't see all that you've done for me. Trust me, I have. And I'm so thankful for that. You've always pushed me to do things I always thought I couldn't do. And when I wanted to quit, you made sure I gave it 100%. Even with your incredibly busy lives that you've lived to make sure I got an education and lived a good life, you've always made spending time with me a priority. All the memories, all the experiences, all the ideas that you've taught me. You more than anyone else have made me who I am today. And now, of course, we come to the point where I realize I've been speaking for quite a while. So I'd like to close. However, rather than simply revisiting the first points of my speech like I originally wanted to, I'd like to leave you with a different idea. After all, the beginning of my speech was about high school and all that kind of stuff, and that's all behind me now. It's all behind all of us. And if you can take anything from what I've said, take the fact that your friends and family matter. Nobody gets emotional like this over leaving school. Trust me. At least not school in itself. It's because of the people in it, and the people who have helped you through it. These people are all important. So the greatest thing you can do is let these people know that you care. There's a simple thing I want you to do. When your family tells you they love you, say it back. Let them know you love them too. Trust me. It's the most important thing in the world for them. Thank you so much for this opportunity to speak, and God bless.
This time we're going to have the special ensemble come and sing. This time we'll now have the choir come. This is the 10th year of Salem County Christian Academy. We are grateful that Mrs. Nancy Lubeck has put together an alma mater for us, our first alma mater. And so we are going to have the young people sing this school alma mater now. It is now our privilege to have the chairman of the board of the Salem County Christian Academy, Mr. Wayne Wagner, come and say a few words.